Hey guys, Austin with Lost Creek, and today we're going to talk about separation anxiety. So, as I said before in another video, most dogs actually have a little bit of separation anxiety. And what that comes from is the fact that when we're gone all day, they get used to that, right? They're in a kennel, they're at home, they're behaving wherever. Finally, we get home and we let them out of the kennel, we let them out of the backyard, we let them in the house because we're there. We want to enjoy our dogs as we have them for. The problem is, you probably noticed this too, your dog goes everywhere with you. You go to the kitchen, he's there. And we think, well, he's here for food, sure. We go to the living room. Well, maybe we're eating there, so he's maybe still following us for food or attention. That's where we pet him. But eventually, you go to the bathroom. He follows you to the bathroom. My dog likes to come in there when I want to take a shower. He likes to lay on the floor for whatever reason. The idea there is that the dog feels like he has to be with you all the time. While your dog loves you, they're safe with you. You are their protector. So what we need to do is teach our dogs that they are safe on their own as well. And that's where that most separation anxiety comes from. It comes from that idea of, hey, I'm not near my owner where I'm safe. I'm a little bit panicked. I need to get near them. It's exactly what separation anxiety, it's the definition of separation anxiety. So what I want you to do, there's two things you can do to fix this. The first thing is we can start practicing when we're home, leaving our dog alone for 1 to 2 hours. I like you to go 2 hours if possible every single day, but not in a row. You can break it up into 15 or 30 minute sessions or even 1 hour at a time. 1 hour is usually best. Leave your dog alone for an hour and then bring them out, and then another hour later in the day. The idea here is the dog can hear you there, see you there, and you're starting to habituate their mind to you being there and then them not being right next to you. You can do this in public as well. When you go somewhere in public, you can tie them to something and step away. In public, it's going to be a little harder. They're going to whine. They're going to get a little bit unruly for the neighbors. So do this, to public place, dog park, things like that, where it's okay to do. Practice at home first. That's the ideal situation, and then you can take that out into public. And what we'll do is we'll just randomly come back and give him treats for being confident, staying by himself. Now, the second side of that is we can do this at home without a kennel. We can actually do this I've got a bed here, a mat. You don't have to have a bed. You can use a towel. You can use a floor mat, anything that you have. I like pillowcases. You can pick those up and take them with you in your pocket or your purse, really thin ones. Blankets are fine. The idea is I want to have a spot for the dog. The one thing I'll caution you on is try not to use really tall beds, fluffy beds. They're not comfortable for dogs to get in and out of repetitiously. If they're laying down, that's fine in the end, but for training purposes, I've got a 1/2 inch or maybe 1 inch thick mat right here. What I'm gonna do is teach him to go there, and I'm gonna make him stay there. We're gonna teach him to go there, teach him to stay there, but on top of that, once he does all that, I'm gonna leave him there throughout the day for 20, 30 minutes while I'm there moving around. And basically, we're giving him a point of reference here where he's like, hey, I've been in this situation before. I've seen this rail here. I've seen this food bin over here. I've seen this door here. And whether dad is here, Austin's here, mom, etc., I know that I'm comfortable and I'm safe here. And we can do this in multiple different places in the house. Once you do this and you kind of, once the dog understands that they're supposed to stay, this actually really becomes easy to do anywhere. You can do it in public. I can get to the point where we can point to the ground and say, hey, lay down right there, and they won't move, okay? But it takes a little bit of practice. I'm gonna show you what that looks like here. There's actually, I wanna break it down. So the first step here, this is called a place. It's place training. What that means is go to bed. Go lay down in your place. And there's 3 parts to it. Place, there's 2. Then the separation anxiety, there are 3 parts. The first part to place training is sending him to the bed. The second part of place training is making him stay there, okay? So we need to practice those independently of one another. Now, right now we're gonna start in the teaching phase. There's no criteria. I'm not gonna expect him to stay right now, of course, but I'm not gonna do this with dogs barking, big distractions here. I'm gonna take him there and then get off, and take him there and get him off. Just until he understands that I want him to go to that place, then we'll work on stay. So I'll show you what that looks like. It's as simple as I'm gonna walk him to it. I'm gonna lure him with a piece of food. I'm gonna say place, and then encourage him to get on the bed here. So I'm gonna stop in front of it here, show him the treat here. Place, put the food on the bed. Yes, mark it with a yes, good boy. And then tell him break. Okay, break is our word for break what you're doing, break that command. You're free to get off the bed here. You can say okay for you, the word doesn't matter, just so he knows what you mean here. So again, I'm gonna show him here, place. Yes, very good, yeah, very good boy. There you go, okay, break. Even though we're not working on staying there, I'm saying break to get off. If he starts to walk off on his own, I will say break as well, just because I want him to know what that word means, even though we're not really using it yet. Place. Yes, very good. So you notice I'm pointing as well. Good job. The reason I'm pointing, break, is because I want to have a command. If I'm on the phone and I want him to go lay down, he's jumping all over me, I can point to the bed like this to tell him to go lay down without having to say something. And this also becomes valuable in other situations we'll talk about later. So we go from the other side now. Here, pal. This way, go here. Good job. All right, here. I'm gonna stop before I get here and say place. Good boy, good job. The reason I'm stopping before I get here is because usually when we give a dog a command, we ask them to change what they're doing. Right. So what I mean by that, if we're walking along and I say place and I want him to get up there and I don't stop, what will happen is he may automatically stop. A lot of dogs do this because he says, hey, I'm walking along, place, you want me to do something else. And at this point, he doesn't know place fully, so he might think place means stop. Again, he doesn't speak English, so we need to be aware of that. So I'm going to stop. He's thinking, okay, we're stopping. Then I'll say place, and he goes, oh, well, you want me to do something else, which is probably move. Place. Good. Since I was already standing, stop there. That works as well. Break. Now I can test this. Place. He's not quite there yet. I still got to lead him. And I'm going to take, good boy, I'm going to take as many reps as it takes to get him to get on there on his own. And then I'll start adding criteria of moving further and further away. Break. Place. Good. So there I didn't go as far. I kind of leaned into it. Kind of leaned at it. And he's like, oh yeah, I know what to do. Break. So now I'm going to stop about a foot short and point and see if he'll go without me. You're good. This way. Here. Place. Yes, very good. So now I just sent him away from a foot. It sounds ridiculous to us that a foot is a big deal. It is. You're going to get to the point where you'll be at a foot and 3 inches and he won't go, but you go back to a foot and he'll go on his own. So that's just the way the dog's mind works. So just practice at a foot a few times, then try again at a foot and 3 inches or a foot and a half. Okay, break. Good boy. So let's do it again. I'm going to try a little further out now. Place. Just kind of leaning. Good. I'm about a foot and a half away. Good job. Okay, break. And you get the idea here. We're going to go further and further to the point where I can send him from all the way, across the room. Hey, place. This is where I like to point, so we're a little far away. So I'm still going to make him do this. Nope, over here. Good boy, good job. Okay, break. Wasn't a very good one, so we won't get a treat. We'll try again. A little closer. Place. Yes, that's a good boy. Good job. Very good. All right, break. So continue that until you can send him to his bed from all the way across the room, anywhere in the house, essentially. You're going to want to go in one direction first, and then try a second and a third. Eventually, his mind will generalize that you want him to go to that bed.